How y'all doing? Welcome back. Once again, this is gssixgun. This is part 2 of honing a smiling wedge. Once again, this is Joseph Rogers, diamond edge, slight smile, near wedge. We've already set the bevel on this, and I'm changing the tape. You can always tell tape, I change it anyway, but if it's not shiny along the edge, that means it's worn. That's just one way. I just change after each stage of the honing process. Another thing, on some of my other videos, I got some PMs to show this a little bit better, and I'm going to try and do it. How to tape a razor really fast and tape it really even. You place the tape over your fingers like this, and I just hold it with my thumb right there. Right? So it's just kind of sitting there. Then I take the razor and I put it dead center in the tape. And of course, now that I'm trying to show you guys this, it's taking me forever. And I lay it down and press down on the spine. One of the things I learned to do the hard way after I sliced open this thumb is when I smooth the spine up, I leave the tape hanging over the edge. What I had done is I was smoothing the spine up like this, and my thumb slid underneath instead of over the top. 1 second of not paying attention, I sliced my thumb all the way to the bone. 5 stitches later. Once the spine is smooth, then I just trim the tape off. And usually I use a towel right here and press it and pull it so it's nice, tight, and even. If you're going to use tape, make sure it stays fresh, nice, tight, and even. We're going to switch over to the Norton 4.8. Again, my plan for this razor is the Norton 1K for the bevel set, Norton 4.8 for sharpening, and then I'm going to finish off on the caudicle. So, switching over to the Norton 4K side this time. Again, about 5 figure eights to clean off the hone, get a nice fresh surface. I didn't even take that much. Also keeps, I haven't grid lapped in so long, I forgot the last time I grid lapped. When I get a stone, I grid lap it, make sure it's even, and then I just don't ever grid lap it again, unless I feel a problem. Again, we're working on the 45-degree heel forward to do the smiling wedge instead of the rolling X. So once again, to recap, I'm going to do some long strokes where the heel stays straight down an imaginary line as I come down the hone, and then I'm going to do some of the shorter swooping strokes to even it all up. I usually work in sets of 5. Again, don't get hung up on the numbers. The numbers mean nothing. It's all about how the edge feels. If the edge feels smooth, then I work in sets of 5. If I feel a problem, I might do an extra set or an extra stroke or 2. And especially when I'm talking to you guys on the video, it's hard for me to keep count in my head. So if I miss one, I missed one. Okay, now I'm going to switch up to this shorter side where I'm coming down. It's just like an X stroke coming off, and then I'm swooping out to the side. Coming down just like an X stroke, swooping off to the side. I'll do about 5 of those. That just evens it up. This keeps a nice, smooth bevel. There's no lifting the spine. You never lift the spine off the edge, off the hone. Switching over to the long strokes again. And you can apply pressure wherever you feel a rough spot. You can just kind of apply a little bit more pressure at that point in the stroke and just push it a little bit. This razor is very, very smooth already, so I'm just doing nice even strokes. And you can already see the water being undercut and being pushed right in front of the edge. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys that. I've never figured out how to do it. I'm just not that good at this video stuff. I'm an amateur when it comes to computers and videos. I just now learned how to upload these videos to YouTube. Woo! Pretty good. This year I have now become a YouTube person. As soon as this all feels nice and smooth, I'm really lightening up on the pressure as I go along. I'm not saying there's no pressure. I'm just saying I'm getting very light on the pressure now. Okay. Hey, I did not say it. I did not say at this point in time, right? Okay, underneath the light on the 4K Norton, it starts to get very, very, very mirror-like. I'm doing a little bit of a thumb pad test here. As I bounce my thumb up and down the edge, I can feel it grab. But I can also see how nice and smooth and even this bevel is getting. You can't really see it in the camera, but I get a nice smooth bevel going here. It's very even from heel to toe. You get the entire part of the front, right to the very front edge of that barber's notch, so you can use that for trimming. And I've got a really good, I want to check that heel just a touch. Okay. I want to make sure the heel would pop hair too. I'm just going to do a couple of standard X strokes right there. And smooth that out really super light. A lot of times I'll do just a few of these very, very light one-handed finishing strokes on each hone just to make sure I get everything out of it. And if you get real light on the hone, in other words, when I drop down and I start finishing strokes right here on this 4K, I'm really looking for, actually feeling for a catch or a rough spot that I might need to correct before I go up to the next higher hone. If it's a very smooth, and this is just the weight of the blade now, if it's a very smooth draw down there and I can see the water being undercut all the way across the blade, I know I'm good. Okay. The tape is still nice and shiny, so I don't need to change it, I don't need to adjust it. I'm just going to take the Norton 4K and do what it's known for, which is just flip out to the next grit. Now we're up on the Norton 8K. Again, just a few figure eights. Even it up. This should be very fast on this. Just some of those long strokes coming down the hone. Nice extreme 45-degree angle on it. Hardly any pressure at all on the blade now. Nice X strokes, a little bit of twist at the end. Nice little swoop right there at the end as it comes off. That's really about all you got to do to these. Just kind of following the contour of that smile is what I'm doing. I want to keep that nice even smile on this edge. And this technique will do that. A few more of the long strokes. I have a tendency to switch strokes a lot. You don't have to. You can just use one stroke all the way through if you want. It's something I started doing about 3 years ago and I just never stopped. I like the edges that it comes off of. It doesn't hurt. I don't know if it really helps. A lot of this is in your imagination, I think. You get into habits because you think that's what works the best. And it might work the best for you. You'll have to decide. Let's go to a few really, really light finishing strokes. And if you really were paying attention, you notice that I didn't pull the slurry from the 8K when I switched over to it. When I did those 5 figure eights, I just left that on there. And I've been dipping and diluting as I go on this hone. Right now I'm at clear water. Nice, even, and everything feels real smooth now. So I know I'm getting there. Checking the edge underneath the light up here, I can see the edge as it shines across. That's exactly what I'm doing. I kind of catch a shine right here and then I rock the blade so the shine goes all the way down the edge and I can see a nice mirror all the way along the edge and I can see that it's sharp from the very, very heel to the very, very toe. My thumb pad's a little bit damp and I can feel it grab all the way down the edge of the blade. I don't do a ton of tests. I'm doing more for you guys than I am for me. I go mostly by feel. Okay, Norton's out of the game now. Leaving it there because I have a few more razors to go. And